Bang. Listen to find another drama.
Well, I kept saying I should put real music instead of M all the time. But all right, so welcome back to Less Cash, More Mash. My name's Tom.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're cracking open a new bottle of 1792 Full Proof.
We do have that option, though,
We have what option?
of different, because we could have your buddy do some guitar riffs, so we can.
No, I know. Well, I was starting to think that, and maybe
on
just
how
like
do we-
put something. How am I going to have to sub that in and everything? Well, again, it's a work in progress.
Get your old cassette tape.
This is a work in progress. I don't even know if I still have a cassette.
I
tape
would
for
venture
that.
to say it's somewhere.
I probably up in the attic. I do have my actual cassette tape player down underneath over here. So, anyways, back to an actual whiskey review because I think that's what we're here for. But
Yes.
1792 Full Proof. It's owned by Sazerac. It's distilled at the 1792 Barton Distillery. They don't have a mash bill that was disclosed out there. This is marketed as a high rye mash bill without the chill filtering that Barton usually does on their mash bills. It's 125 proof. It's non-age stated. It was only released back in 2016, which I wrote that down. If that's true, that's not old. It's not really an old date. So it's called full proof instead of barrel proof because depending on where the barrel lies, because of evaporation, water evaporates before the alcohol. Sometimes the alcohol goes up, sometimes it goes down, but they water it back down to 125. So it's always at 125. So they couldn't call it barrel proof. They call it full proof. That's better. All right, that first one just was sad. We did the regular, was it small batch or whatever it is?
I think so.
And absolutely loved it. I was leaning so hard on that glass, I almost dropped the stupid thing. So this is a fourth brand expansion of they have one called Sweet Heat Port Finished in Single Barrel. I don't know if I've seen all the others. I've seen the small batch, and I definitely seen this one.
Usually you get
we
these
got
two
these
side
too.
by side. That's kind of.
I felt like I shorted you over there, and you were going to be like, So
I never do such a thing.
So I wanted to make sure it was even and equal. And of course, my very last pour is when I first dribbled. It's got a nice little lip on there for the
nice
pouring
nose.
purposes. Well, we absolutely loved the first one, just the regular small batch. I remember if we go back and
vanilla.
watch that vanilla, because I'm calling it what you said. Watch that video because I believe we raved about it. In fact, the only issue was we were getting in it. Like I think we were on our second or third
Yeah,
glass
probably.
because it was really good. And I kept saying,
For 125 though, you don't get that blast in the nose.
no, you don't. You get that sweet
I get
caramel.
a quick vanilla.
Vanilla. Hasn't turned into batter yet, but you're getting all the traditional bourbon notes that you get. Now it's turning. It's starting to turn into the cake. It'll eventually turn into oatmeal.
That's very good.
All right, let's see.
You're barking at nothing. Sit. If you could find this one, I would probably recommend. If you're into proof, I would go get it.
So this one ran me $45.99. I buy that all day long.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to.
That's quite inexpensive for the proof, actually.
Very much so. I'm trying to equate it to, all right, a recent drink we just had. We had the barrel proof Elijah Craig, which was 121 proof, if I remember correctly. They had darker, deeper. That was the A that we actually did. That's the one we just did in one of the blinds.
But that's $70.
That's what this is what I'm trying to say. This right here,
And you can't find it.
you get. This was right off the shelf. I just walked in. I bought both of them at the same
'cause they
time. Even though we
usually
did
sit
the
side
other
by
one a
side.
long time ago, they were both sitting right on the shelf. $45. I didn't realize it was 125 proof when I bought it. I just said full proof, so I was like, oh, let me just grab it. It did bring a little more heat than what I remember on that one, but different flavors.
Yeah.
But it's really nice. I'm gonna take a second sip because the first
It hangs
first
on.
drink it hit me like
Yeah.
in a little dangly in the back. So I was like, uh-oh. So
That'll hang around for a while that way.
I wanted to see.
I'm gonna have to try it because it's gonna throw me into like a rye scenario.
Oh, I'm getting a tingly sensation all over the tongue. Like it's not just sticking in the back of the tongue; it's all in the front. You swish it around, that brings that whole ambisol bubbly feeling going on.
Yeah.
With the
Yep. If you have a child teething, this would be a cheap alternative to baby Orgeat.
well, a good alternative
It's good-
because
it's
once you
good
put the
for
baby
dad.
to sleep with the Orgeat,
And
then you got
mom.
something to drink.
Because it would definitely numb his
Yeah.
aching tooth.
It's
or hers.
it's actually still on the sides
Oh,
of my
yeah.
cheek because I
It's-
swished it around that time.
Oh, yeah.
So
Right.
like it actually has sat on the
But it
sides
didn't do
of my
the pop
cheek.
rock thing.
No,
So, which is good.
You almost
good for
get the
me.
ambisol. You're not
Yeah, yeah.
getting the pop
Yeah.
rock feeling right now. But it did
Not
say
sponsored by either.
it was a high rye. So this
I know.
may turn into that.
I did read that on the bottle. There.
Because honestly, I haven't drank the Elijah Craig since we cracked it open, and it was just in our blind taste Tuesday the other day, and that was deeper and darker than I remember it too. Like that had changed. Still absolutely
Very
delicious.
But with that, you would be more apt to see this than
On
that.
there, 100%. That one we searched and finally
Yeah.
got lucky.
This is still in most of the liquor stores I go to.
This is bringing the oatmeal with the maple syrup, and it a little caramel drizzle that you put on the ice cream in it. That's what that's bringing to me. Like I get that oatmeal, like that nice deep oats, but light. I'm not getting any fruit right now.
No,
But-
I'm more leaning more towards like a vanilla for me.
Oh, I'm definitely getting that oatmeal with the maple sweetness. I'm trying to see if it turns into like a nut because I've been getting nuts lately with the like a little sweet
Both
pecan
of
or
our wives
something.
would say that we are.
No, I've been nuts a long time before I started doing this, but this one's actually really good for the price point. Hands down,
Yeah,
that's a easy buy without even. You see that on the shelf and you're looking for something. Because the good thing with this is,
And it's-
as good as that one was, the 1792. What was the proof on this sucker? I'm gonna get my
I'm
glasses.
guessing
over.
like 93. I thought.
It could be. This was really good. 46.85, so you're going to be in the 95 range-ish. It's good.
46.
Yeah, 46,
66 is 12. 92.
92 range, sorry. I can math. As good as that one was, you could get this one, and if you're not feeling it, throw an ice cube in there, or a couple drops of
What was
water
the
and
price?
bring
Same
that
price.
down.
I thought that's what we were doing.
I was curious on the proof on which one. Oh no, $27.99.
Well, when you did your math,
this is
I was-
$27.99. So this was, you know what? It just brings me back to the fact that they're 2 for 2.
if you're
The
if you're a non-fruit
1792
guy,
is
well,
phenomenal.
I guess like you said, you could drop an ice cube in this and then be happy as a canary in
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Well, and
Well,
you're
you
not
get
going to
that
drink
one.
it as quick.
Great.
If you're someone like you, not me, I would never drink this quick at all. But if honestly though, if you're not like someone who likes the proof,
Right.
you can always proof this down.
Right.
But for $27, that's a must buy too.
It was
$27 for
very
that
good.
one. That one.
When
was
I got to bring it down,
phenomenal.
as much as I wanted to compare them, it's not gonna compare.
It's not. I mean, no, because this is
Not.
just. It's not going to have the lasting effect.
Someday we could probably do this against one of the Elijahs.
I think this would hang.
No,
I think it's thinner.
I think you might be right.
I should let me correct you, or correct
correct
me.
me.
I should say. Let me correct my statement
Correct
that I not you. Correct my statement. Not so much. The Elijah and the Bookers hang longer.
It does.
It just hangs on.
It does.
This still has that thin. I don't want to say it's thin, but I'm going to say compared to those. Even like a knob seems to hang longer. Even though this is a lot higher proof, it's 25 more than knob. Knob even hangs longer, and it gives you that more of the woody aspect.
we might
and the
get screwed in
feeling.
the blind on this one because it's fairly tame, easy.
I wouldn't guess under 25 proof. I don't think.
That's
It
what,
doesn't
that's what I'm
drink.
leaning towards. It's
It
like
doesn't drink. My first sip, it did, but now that I've been drinking it, it
we're gonna fall into false pretense, I think.
what it's going to do is put us in a weird spot because I'm going to be like, it
Well,
has some proof,
unless we,
but which one could it be?
unless
You know what?
we
We've done that.
are up against an 80 or an 86, then it would come back to us. Maybe it'd come back.
You know what it would compare to? It would compare to these pin hooks over here that are in the 120s. It would put them in that range.
I don't know if it's gonna hang as long.
I-
This is not hanging around right now.
But neither did that one.
Nor in my
We
glass
drank-
either,
we-
so I'm gonna have to
we
refill.
You can refill it. It doesn't matter.
Because I know he's gonna go on to a different topic.
No, I'm trying to think. I mean, and you know what? It would be an interesting. I think we got two bourbon pin hooks over here too that were right around the 120.
You want more? Or you good?
You can pour a little bit more in there. So this one was 114, and this bourbon. Oh, that was the rye. Excuse me. So this one was 107 bourbon, and this one was 119 bourbon. But again, this one didn't hang as much when we did it either. I haven't tried that one since we tried it either. I'm hoping that one opens up. So there's 119 bourbon. That's pretty close. I don't know if I cracked into 114. I think I did it one day.
I haven't even
I took a
opened mine yet.
smidge. I took a smidge more just to try.
Because I know if I open it, it's not.
And it did hang on. It had a nice. I remember it, but
It's not available.
No, that's another one you can't find.
Nope.
You just can't.
You can
find
get
it.
the regular, but you can't find one.
That's the one thing on this one. I have seen this on
Probably
almost every
18
show.
different liquor stores I can
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, this you should be able to find, no problem. You can find out.
In that 45, I mean, you're talking 10 more proof than what the rare breed is. That would hang. What I drank with it yesterday, I think might have hang around a little bit more. 'Cause that's like 115, I think. That's right in the general
47.
47. It's right in the same price range.
For 125, this is an easy drink.
No, it is. They did 2 for 2. They actually have a nice flavor. If you want to say the bad word smooth, that's what these bring you to. Like both of them are easy drinking, even at 125.
No, it is. Great
This is
advertisement. It's a good looking bottle.
it's an easy drinker for 125 proof.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. It's not like easy drinker like if you're going to take a Woodford Reserve and put it up against it.
No.
But for 125 proof, you don't know you're drinking 125 proof.
Well, if you're a non-drinker, you probably would. Because the initial drink was.
But if you're someone who's looking for maybe to get the proof without that huge hang time, because there are people that don't like the heavier oak with the big hang time
Nope,
and
there's
stuff.
none of that.
You get that nice proof. You get that. It's even a quick like Kentucky hug.
Yeah.
Like it just comes down
No,
and it's
it
gone.
doesn't stay long.
No, it comes down, says hi, I'm here, and I'm out. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't like because there's been times we drank when we even Elijah, definitely the bookers. We were like, hold on, I want to take another drink, but you just can't because it's like torn in there.
I think the pinhook rye was like that too.
Again, we haven't drank that in a while either. We were gonna do a mash mix up with all the ryes, and we kind of talked ourselves out of it because the Santa sack over there just keeps filling up, and we kept saying, all right, well, we'll get to it. Nobody suggested any, so
We need to get some of these out. We do
yeah.
have a lot.
So, but overall, I've had this one for a while. You can go back and see when we did the original. We bought them at the same time, and this was one of the ones I've been like wanting to get at. But we have. If you've seen lately, we have so many good ones. It's hard to choose. It's like you're like a kid in a candy store. Like, do I want this one, or I want to get them
It's
all
even
out?
worse in the liquor store.
Oh no, that's right. That's horrible. The liquor store is horrible.
Because now, not only do I have to remember here, which I barely do, then I got to call them and say, "Did we get this one? Is it over there?"
Well, yeah. Well, that's the problem because between the two
We
of
talked
us,
about it. Like I'll leave and
Yeah.
we'll talk about if you could see this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Try to get that. Yeah, that's not here, but they got this, this, and this.
Well, that is the good thing with two people shopping. It's not
It's a great thing.
No, the good thing is you're not spending as much. The bad thing is you're spending more because because now we're in a different category. Because if it was just me shopping, we probably wouldn't have half of these. You know what I mean? But when you
because you don't want to wander outside of your little.
well, it's not that I don't want to wander outside. It's that I don't have to yet.
He's like, "Do you go anywhere near Reading?" No.
Well, no, because when people come up with like again, I've been looking online for like different whiskey. I only joined one on Facebook just to see, and someone happened to say, "Hey," or actually, thank you to one of the viewers that said, "Hey, the high proof is in Tewksbury or something, wherever you ended up." And I was like, "Do you go by here?" And he did, and we ended up getting a bottle from there.
Yeah, we did.
So thank you for your suggestion. I don't know if we mentioned it when we did the review.
Maybe not.
So it was 100% because one of you guys are like, "Oh, by the way, there's one of these somewhere in Mass," and you happen to be driving by there for work. So I was like, if you happen to go to this, what's a right hand turn when you need one? You know what I mean? So we ended up getting one of the bottles we were searching for.
I think
and
I
should look that up. I think it was.
We
should. If we didn't say it, shame on me, because we do appreciate the fact. No, 100%, because we wouldn't have had it.
Because he gets all that information.
Well, and I passed it to you because I was like, go to the liquor store when you
Shame
go
on me,
by.
but he's the yapper, so I'm blaming him.
I'll take full blame on that one. Because thank you, whoever that was that suggested the high proof. I think it was Elijah, because we ended up getting
It was.
We ended up getting one. Well, we were searching forever and we couldn't find it.
It was actually the A.
Yeah.
Because we found the B local.
Yeah, and then we ended up finding the A there.
And we didn't want to do the B before the A.
So if anyone is somewhere in Massachusetts and you happen to find any of the Larsenays, we've been looking for them. Or I'm even looking for like the old license plate maker's marks. Like they're just non-existent anymore. And then none of the stores that we have them. So if anyone spots any of them, leave a comment down below, and I'll try to remember to shout you out next time, because I can't believe I didn't. Because normally I try to thank everyone that helps us, because it's greatly appreciated.
It is very, very, very helpful.
Which leads me to my next thing. Comments are great. Leave a comment down below, even if it's just to say, I think you guys suck, because we'll take it as constructive criticism. So no matter what it is, honestly, leave a comment down below, because we do appreciate...
And we've probably never been told we suck before, so...
No, not in the last hour and a half, anyways. So, right? Because I'm home alone.
It's been longer than that for me.
Because I'm home alone. That's the only reason why.
I did leave.
And even when I look at myself in the mirror, I get disgusted sometimes. So it does happen. But overall, I will say for $45.99, this is an easy grab off the shelf at any given time.
I'm just dumbfounded how easy of a drinker this is. For 125.
I mean, you know you're drinking a proof.
You do, but you and I.
But I would put it in
I
would put it in the fighting cock area, like 103. Like, you know what I mean?
That drink's a little harsh, I think.
But you know you're drinking.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's 103. So
this drink's easier than that.
It might, but
It does.
this
I almost.
But this is 125.
I know,
it's
but
13 more.
we could do well with this.
I know.
If we were sitting by a fire, we'd be stupid.
We probably wouldn't be doing well. We'd be laying by the fire by the end
But
of it.
again, because it's that easy.
It does drink right
It
down.
doesn't have, like, even swishing it, it doesn't have, like...
It doesn't have the lasting power, the staying power,
very,
any of that.
And like, it's not a Woodford, but it's that easy, that easy of a drinker, but it's like that.
We don't have another high proof that drinks as smooth as this.
No.
Or
I was looking when...
I don't want to say water-esque, because it's not. It's a boatload of flavor, but it drinks down. Even though, if you go back and watch our review, I mean, that 1792 we haven't touched again. And look at how low that is. And that was just from the review. In one sample. That's it. When we were doing it, we were like,
that's because you talked to me.
My glass is empty. My glass is empty. And it was the same thing. Like, it just kept going down. So, that being said... I guess
this one's going to be just as low.
Curtain call. I got the hook. He's taking me out. So, all right. So, there you go.
It's very tasty.
It is very good. Highly recommend. If you have not tried it, if you have, and you have something that you think is better, leave a comment down below. We do appreciate comments. And any suggestions, like he said, if you suggest something, we're going to try to get it. Just because, unless it's, you should get the Peppy Van Winkle 23 for $1,000 is not going to happen. But or $4,000 at this point on the secondary. But if there is,
have one on the hook somewhere.
No, he's going to tease me. He's going to tease me with this one.
I know where you are.
Know
where there's
theory,
one,
but there's no way I'm paying a secondary price for it.
No.
So
MSRP.
If that's the case, we would have to, no matter what the MSRP. I don't even know what it is because nobody sells it for that.
Well,
I'd have to do some research on that one.
It wouldn't come up on Total Wine because it's going to say we don't have it.
It was one of them things. There's some we have put up here recently, and there's some we have in the grab bag over there that I didn't think we were ever gonna get because I wasn't willing to pay secondary. But the bourbon hunting game is real and it's fun, but it's addictive. So don't start it.
It's expensive.
It's very expensive. But once you start doing it,
because at one point it was
in.
funny. We were we're not even going to be touching $80 bottles, and then now it's like, we don't even blink because it's like, no, that was really good. We're going to get that again, a different one. So we jumped from like 21 to 80 in like less than 2 weeks.
It could be in my head, but I think this is starting to break out a cherry. And if this throws a cherry note in there, that would be fun. This is delicious, absolutely delicious. I can't wait to go back and try this at a future date when this actually is over the shoulder now and gets a little air in it, because I think it's going to develop into something even more special. So, all right, here we go. That being said, leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching. Spend less, drink more.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sorry, but it was going to go lower.
The more I said this, the more I am loving this. This is really good.